If they play deity, outsmart them mentally, Machiavelli's 10 psychological laws of being untouchable. Someone right now is studying you. Not openly, not directly, but they're watching how you react when you're criticized, how you respond when you're challenged, what buttons make you defend yourself immediately. And the moment they map your emotional triggers, you've already lost. This is the game Machiavelli warned about 500 years ago. The one most people don't even realize they are playing until they've been outmaneuvered, outthought, and left wondering what just happened. Here's what separates the powerful from the played. The powerful don't participate in emotional warfare. They don't need to. Today, you're going to learn the 10 psychological laws that make you mentally untouchable. Not through force, not through confrontation, through something far more effective, strategic invisibility. Stay with me, because what you're about to understand will change how you see every interaction for the rest of your life. Welcome to HistoryMaker Stories, where we don't just tell history, we extract the strategic lessons buried inside it. I'm here to show you something most Machiavelli content completely misses. Everyone talks about the prince like it's a manual for being ruthless. It's not. It's a manual for understanding human nature at its most raw and predictable. Machiavelli spent his life watching power change hands. He saw kingdoms rise and fall. He witnessed betrayals, manipulations, silent victories, and loud defeats. What he discovered wasn't about morality. It was about mechanics. The mechanics of influence, the psychology of control, the patterns people repeat when they want something from you. And here's the part that matters today. The people who play dirty aren't innovators. They use the same tactics over and over because those tactics work on most people. But they don't work on everyone. They don't work on people who understand the game deeply enough to stop playing it altogether. That's what this video is about. Not fighting back, not matching their energy, but becoming so psychologically fortified that manipulation bounces off you like rain off stone. No drama, no defense, no emotional leakage. Just you, moving through the world with intention, clarity, and a level of mental discipline that makes you impossible to corner. These aren't tips. These are laws, psychological principles that, once understood, shift your entire operating system. Let's begin. Never reveal your full thinking. Machiavelli understood something critical. The person who reveals everything loses leverage. Not because secrecy is inherently powerful, but because mystery creates space. And in that space, people project. They assume. They fill in gaps with their own fears, hopes, and biases, which means they're reacting to a version of you that doesn't even exist. Think about the people you find most intimidating. Not the loud ones, the quiet ones. The ones who listen more than they speak, who nod but don't commit, who leave conversations without you knowing exactly where they stand. That ambiguity isn't weakness, it's strategic positioning. When you explain yourself constantly, you hand people a map to your mind. They learn what you value, what threatens you, what you'll tolerate, and what you won't. And once someone has that map, they can navigate you. Here's how this plays out in real situations. Someone criticizes your decision. Your instinct is to justify it immediately, to prove you thought it through, to defend your reasoning. But the moment you do that, you've entered their frame. You're now operating on their terms, answering their questions, validating their right to interrogate you. The Machiavellian move? Acknowledge without explaining. I hear you. I considered that. I'm comfortable with my choice. No justification. No breakdown of your thought process. No invitation to debate. You're not being rude. You're being complete. Your decision doesn't require external validation to exist. This drives manipulators insane because their entire strategy depends on you feeling the need to prove yourself. When you don't, they have nothing to work with. Master this law and you'll notice something incredible. People stop testing you because there's no opening, no gap to exploit. No uncertainty to weaponize. You become a closed system, impenetrable not through aggression, but through composure. Control the frame, not the conversation. Most people think influence is about talking more, arguing better, or having the last word. Machiavelli knew better. Influence is about controlling the terms of engagement itself. The frame is the invisible structure around every interaction. It's the unspoken agreement about what's being discussed, why it matters, and who has authority in the space. When someone else set the frame, you're operating in their reality. You're answering their questions. You're defending against their accusations. You're playing the role they've assigned you. And even if you win the argument, you've already lost a position. Here's an example. Someone accuses you of being selfish. Your immediate instinct is to prove you're not, to list all the things you've done for others, to justify your choices. But notice what just happened. They set the frame. Selfishness is now the topic. You're defending against a label they invented. The Machiavellian approach? Reject the frame entirely. That's an interesting interpretation. I don't see it that way. I'm not interested in debating my character with you. You're not arguing. You're not defending. You're redefining what this conversation is about. Or better yet, you're ending it. Because once you recognize that someone is trying to put you on trial, the only winning move is to refuse to show up to court. This is how powerful people operate. They don't argue with baseless accusations. They don't dignify nonsense with detailed responses. They simply move the conversation somewhere else or withdraw entirely. Think about it. When was the last time you saw a truly powerful person spend 20 minutes defending themselves on social media? They don't, because they understand something fundamental. Engagement is consent. The moment you engage with a manipulative frame, you've agreed to play by rules designed to trap you. Controlling the frame doesn't mean controlling the other person. It means controlling your position within the interaction, where you stand, what you respond to, what you ignore. And silence, strategically deployed, is one of the most powerful frame control tools in existence. When you stop trying to convince people, you stop giving them power over your peace. Number 3, make your emotions unreadable. Machiavelli observed that emotionally transparent people are easy to control, not because emotion itself is weak, but because predictable emotion becomes a tool in someone else's hands. If someone knows that criticism makes you defensive, they'll criticize you to destabilize you. If they know praise makes you compliant, they'll flatter you to manipulate you. If they know anger makes you reckless, they'll provoke you and watch you destroy yourself. Your emotional patterns are data, and data can be weaponized. The solution isn't to become emotionless. That's impossible and undesirable. The solution is to decouple your internal experience from your external expression. You can feel angry without showing anger. You can feel hurt without performing hurt. You can feel joy without broadcasting vulnerability. This is what Machiavelli called a mask of composure. Not a fake face, but a disciplined one. A face that reveals only what serves you. Here's the shift. Most people react immediately. Something happens. They feel something. They show it. Stimulus, emotion, expression. Instant. The Machiavellian insults a pause. Stimulus, emotion, choice, expression. That pause is everything. It's the space where strategy lives. In that pause, you ask, does showing this emotion serve me right now? Does it advance my position or weaken it? Does it give information I want to give? Or does it hand someone a weapon? Let me be clear. This isn't about suppression. Suppression creates pressure. This is about intentional expression. You still feel everything. You just decide when and how to show it. Think about poker players. The best ones feel the exact same rush of excitement when they get a strong hand. But they've trained themselves not to leak that excitement through micro-expressions, posture changes, or breathing patterns. They feel fully and express strategically. This applies to every area of life. Negotiations, relationships, conflicts, professional settings. When people can't read you, they can't plan around you. They can't bait you. They can't predict your next move. And that unpredictability, not aggression, not coldness, but calm unpredictability, is what makes you untouchable. Number 4, never fight battles you don't need to win. Here's where most people destroy themselves. They fight every battle they're invited to. Someone disrespects them, they respond. Someone questions them, they defend. Someone challenges them, they engage. And they win some of these battles, maybe most of them, but they're exhausted, drained, constantly in combat mode. Machiavelli would call this strategic suicide, because while you're busy fighting visible battles, the real players are moving in silence, building, positioning, advancing. They are not wasting energy on conflicts that don't matter. They are selectively invisible. This is one of the most liberating realizations you can have. Most conflicts are designed to distract you, not defeat you. Think about it. When someone baits you into an argument on social media, what do they gain? Your time, your attention, your emotional energy. Meanwhile, you've spent 2 hours arguing with someone whose opinion has zero impact on your actual life. That's not victory. That's voluntary imprisonment. The Machiavellian question is always, what do I actually gain by engaging here? If the answer is pride, ego validation, or the satisfaction of being right, it's not worth it. True power is knowing which battles will change your position and which ones will simply drain your resources. Let's apply this practically. Someone insults you in a meeting. Your instinct is to respond immediately, to defend your reputation, to put them in their place. But what if you said nothing? What if you let it hang in the air, acknowledge with a slight nod, and move the conversation forward? 2 things happen. First, the insult loses power because you didn't validate it with a reaction. Second, everyone watching sees your composure and interprets it as confidence. You've won without fighting. This doesn't mean never standing up for yourself. It means choosing when standing up actually serves you versus when silence is more powerful. Machiavelli observed that the leaders who lasted weren't the most aggressive. They were the most selective about where they placed their energy. They understood that every fight, even ones you win, costs something. Time, focus, reputation, relationships, and the people trying to pull you into unnecessary conflict, they are betting you don't understand this. They are betting you'll waste yourself fighting battles that don't matter while they move freely in the space you're not watching. Don't give them that satisfaction. Strategic withdrawal isn't cowardice. It's clarity. Number 5, study patterns, not people. Machiavelli didn't write about individuals. He wrote about types. Patterns of behavior that repeat across time, culture, and context. This is crucial because most people get caught up trying to understand why someone is the way they are. They psychoanalyze. They search for childhood wounds. They try to find the source of the behavior. And while they are doing that, they are getting manipulated. The Machiavellian approach is simpler and more effective. Forget why. Focus on what. What does this person do when threatened? What do they do when they want something? What patterns emerge when they are under pressure? Once you identify the pattern, the person becomes predictable. And predictable people can't surprise you. This is pattern recognition, not psychology. You're not trying to fix anyone. You're not trying to understand their deeper motivations. You're simply cataloging behavior so you can anticipate it. Let me give you a framework. The flatterer always compliments you before asking for something. Pattern, praise, request. The victim always frames situations so they are blameless and you're responsible for solving their problems. Pattern, crisis, your obligation. The aggressor uses anger and intensity to make you uncomfortable enough to concede. Pattern, escalation, your retreat. The gaslighter denies observable reality to make you question your perception. Pattern, contradiction, your confusion. Once you see these patterns, you stop being surprised. You stop taking things personally. You stop wondering, why are they like this? You simply recognize, this is a pattern. I know what comes next. And here's a power move. When you recognize a pattern, you can interrupt it. The flatterer praises you. Instead of soaking it in and feeling obligated, you smile and say, I appreciate that. What do you need? You've short-circuited the manipulation by acknowledging the pattern openly. The victim starts spiraling. Instead of jumping in to rescue, you say, that sounds difficult. What's your plan? You've put responsibility back where it belongs. Machiavelli observed that most people are unconsciously consistent. They use the same strategies over and over because those strategies have worked before. Your job isn't to change them. It's to become immune to their patterns. When you stop reacting emotionally and start recognizing structurally, you gain something invaluable, predictive power. You see moves before they happen. You position yourself accordingly. You become impossible to catch off guard. This is how you move from reactive to strategic, from confused to clear, from vulnerable to untouchable. Number 6, create strategic distance without explanation. One of Machiavelli's most misunderstood ideas is this: proximity is a privilege, not a right. Most people feel guilty about creating distance from toxic, draining, or manipulative people. They feel like they owe an explanation, a conversation, a chance to fix things. They don't. Here's what Machiavelli understood. Explaining why you're creating distance invites negotiation. And negotiation with a manipulator is just another opportunity for them to manipulate you. Why are you pulling away? Becomes, let me explain why you're wrong to feel that way. And suddenly you're defending your boundary instead of enforcing it. The Machiavellian move is simple: distance without discussion. You don't announce you're stepping back. You don't send a breakup text to a friend who drains you. You don't write a long email explaining why you're limiting contact with a toxic family member. You simply become less available. Texts take longer to answer. Invitations get declined more often. Conversations stay surface level. Your time becomes genuinely, legitimately, unavoidably limited. This isn't cruelty. It's self-preservation through subtraction. Because here's the truth. People who respect boundaries don't need detailed explanations. They notice the shift, they adjust, and the relationship recalibrates naturally. People who violate boundaries will use your explanation as ammunition. They'll argue with your reasons. They'll promise to change. They'll guilt you into giving them another chance. And you'll end up right back where you started, except now you're exhausted from the conversation too. Strategic distance is quiet, undramatic, non-confrontational. It's the art of making yourself unavailable without making it a statement. Think about the most powerful people you know. How accessible are they? How easily can just anyone get their time, attention, or emotional energy? They are not rude. They are not cold. They are just selectively present. And that selectivity isn't accidental. It's cultivated because they understand that access is the first point of control. If someone can reach you anytime, trigger you easily, demand explanations constantly, they control your peace. When you create distance, you reclaim that control, and you don't need to justify it. You don't need to prove it's deserved. You don't need permission. You simply decide, this person does not serve my growth, my peace, or my purpose. Therefore, they do not get unrestricted access to me. And then you act accordingly. Machiavelli would say, the people who challenge your distance the hardest are usually the ones who benefited most from your proximity. That's not a reason to stay close. That's confirmation you were right to step back. Number 7. Win by making others defeat themselves. This might be Machiavelli's most elegant law. The highest form of victory is one where you never lift a finger. You don't argue. You don't compete. You don't engage in visible conflict. You simply position yourself correctly and let people's own patterns destroy them. Here's how it works. Someone is hostile toward you, spreading rumors, undermining you, trying to damage your reputation. The amateur move is to fight back, to defend yourself publicly, to gather evidence and prove them wrong. The Machiavellian move? Do nothing. Stay calm. Stay consistent. Keep delivering results. Let your work speak. Meanwhile, the hostile person keeps attacking. But here's what happens when you don't react. They start looking unhinged. Because attacks only look justified when the target seems threatening. When the target is calm, composed, and unbothered, the attacker starts to look obsessed. They defeat themselves through their own excess. This is psychological judo. You're not blocking their force. You're redirecting it back at them by simply not being where they expect you to be. Machiavelli observed this in political conflicts constantly. The leaders who survived weren't the most aggressive. They were the ones who knew how to make their enemies overextend. Let them scheme. Let them plot. Let them exhaust themselves trying to provoke you. And when they are tired, exposed, and discredited by their own behavior, you're still standing. Untouched, unbothered. This applies everywhere. In negotiations, let the other side talk themselves into concessions while you stay quiet and patient. In conflicts, let angry people vent themselves into exhaustion while you remain measured. In competition, let insecure competitors focus on you while you focus on excellence. The key is emotional neutrality, not coldness. Neutrality. You're not trying to hurt them back. You're not even thinking about them that much. You're simply focused on your path, your standards, your goals. And that focus, that refusal to be distracted by noise, is what makes you dangerous. Because people who play dirty expect you to play dirty back. They are prepared for retaliation. They are ready for a fight. What they are not prepared for is indifference. Indifference is disarming. It removes the emotional fuel they need to justify their behavior. And eventually, they move on to easier targets. People who react. People who engage. People who can be baited. You're no longer one of them. Machiavelli would say, never interrupt an enemy when they are making a mistake. Just step back, watch, and let consequences be the teacher. Number 8. Master the art of strategic ambiguity. Clarity is overrated. That's a controversial statement in a world that worships transparency and authenticity. But Machiavelli understood something deeper. Premature clarity limits your options. When you declare exactly where you stand too early, you lock yourself into a position. You become predictable. You give people the information they need to plan around you, counter you, or box you in. Strategic ambiguity is the art of keeping multiple options alive simultaneously. This doesn't mean lying. It doesn't mean being fake. It means revealing only what serves you when it serves you. Think about high-level negotiations. The best negotiators never show their bottom line early. They explore. They listen. They ask questions. They let the other side reveal their position first. They stay ambiguous until clarity becomes advantageous. This applies to every area of life. Job searching. Don't tell your current employer you're looking until you have an offer. Keep your options open. Relationships. Don't over-explain your feelings in the early stages. Let things develop before declaring intentions. Conflicts. Don't telegraph your next move. Keep people guessing about how you'll respond. Strategic ambiguity creates psychological space. And in that space, people project their own assumptions. If they see you as a threat, your ambiguity confirms their fears and they act defensively, revealing information about themselves. If they see you as an ally, your ambiguity feels like thoughtful reserve and they try harder to win your approval, again, revealing information. Either way, you learn more than you give. Here's the practical application. Someone asks your opinion on a controversial topic. Instead of declaring your full position, you say, I can see multiple sides to that. What's your take? Now they're talking. You're listening. You're gathering data about how they think, what they value, what biases they hold. And you've revealed nothing. This isn't manipulation. It's intelligent information management. Machiavelli watched political leaders who survived decade after decade. They weren't the most honest. They weren't the most transparent. They were the most strategically flexible. They could shift positions without looking weak because they'd never committed too hard to begin with. Now, there's a balance here. Strategic ambiguity isn't about being wishy-washy or unprincipled. It's about protecting your decision-making process until you're ready to act. You can have strong internal values while maintaining external flexibility. You can know exactly what you think while choosing carefully when and how to express it. The key is understanding. Every piece of information you give is a piece of power you surrender. So give strategically. Give intentionally. Give when it serves your interests, not just because someone asked. And the rest of the time, stay pleasantly, calmly, strategically unclear. Number 9. Control your reaction time. Speed is not power. Timing is power. Machiavelli observed that most people lose control not because of what they do, but because of when they do it. They react instantly. Someone provokes them. They snap back. Someone criticizes them. They defend immediately. Someone makes an offer. They respond before thinking. And that immediacy, that lack of pause, is where manipulation happens. Because instant reactions are predictable reactions. And predictable reactions can be engineered. Think about it. If I know that insulting you makes you defensive within seconds, I can use that. I can provoke you right before an important meeting to throw you off. I can bait you into saying something you'll regret. I can make you react emotionally instead of strategically. The Machiavellian principle is simple. Insert delay between stimulus and response. Not hours, not days. Just enough pause to shift from reactive to intentional. Someone sends you an inflammatory message. Your instinct is to fire back immediately. Instead, read it, feel the emotion, then close it. Come back to it an hour later. Notice how different your response is when you're not flooded with adrenaline. That hour just saved you from saying something you can't take back. This is what psychologists call response flexibility. the ability to choose your reaction rather than being controlled by impulse. And it's one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Here's why. People who play dirty rely on your immediate reactions. They count on you being too angry, too hurt, too defensive to think clearly. When you delay, you disrupt their entire strategy. They sent that text expecting you to spiral. You didn't. Now they are off balance. They made that comment expecting you to react publicly. You smiled and stayed quiet. Now they look petty. They created that crisis expecting you to panic. You stayed calm and handled it methodically. Now they've lost credibility. Delayed response isn't weakness. It's strategic superiority. Machiavelli would say, urgency is often a weapon used against you. I need an answer now. You have to decide today. If you don't respond immediately, I'll assume you don't care. These are all pressure tactics designed to force you into a decision before you're ready. The counter? I'll get back to you. I need time to consider this. I don't make important decisions under artificial deadlines. Watch how quickly urgent matters become less urgent when you don't panic. Real emergencies are rare. Most urgency is manufactured to bypass your better judgment. Here's the practice. Build a 10-second buffer into every reaction. Before you speak, before you text back, before you decide. Count to 10. Breathe. Ask yourself, is this response strategic or emotional? That tiny pause creates massive shift. Over time, you'll notice something incredible. The things that used to trigger you instantly start losing their power. Because you've trained yourself to observe the trigger rather than obey it. You feel the anger. You notice it. You acknowledge it. But you don't become it. And that separation, that space between feeling and action, is where your power lives. Master your timing, and you master the interaction. Number 10. Build a reputation that does the work for you. This is Machiavelli's final and most sophisticated law. Your reputation should make battles unnecessary. Most people think reputation is about being liked. It's not. It's about being understood in a specific way that serves your interests. When your reputation is strong enough, it precedes you. It sets expectations. It creates boundaries without you saying a word. Think about people with reputations for not tolerating disrespect. They rarely get disrespected. Why? Because everyone knows what happens when you cross that line. Think about people with reputations for keeping their word. They get opportunities others don't. Why? Because trust has been systematized through consistent action. Your reputation is your advance team. It arrives before you do and shapes how people approach you. The question is, are you building it intentionally or letting it form by accident? Machiavelli would say, every action you take is a deposit into your reputation account. The question is whether you're depositing strategically or randomly. Here's how to build a reputation that protects you. 1. Be consistent in the things that matter. If you say you don't gossip, never gossip. If you say you're reliable, be reliable every time. Consistency is what transforms behavior into reputation. 2. Let your actions create the narrative. Don't tell people you're trustworthy. Show up when you say you will. Don't tell people you're unbothered by drama. Simply don't participate in it. 3. Control the exceptions carefully. Reputations are built on patterns, but how you handle exceptions defines their strength. If you're known for being calm but you lose it once, that one moment can redefine everything. So when you deviate from your pattern, do it intentionally and for strategic reasons, not because you lost control. 4. Never publicly contradict your reputation. If you're known as someone who doesn't engage in public conflict, don't suddenly start Twitter feuds. If you're known for discretion, don't overshare in a moment of emotion. Your reputation is an asset. Protect it like you protect your money. Here's the power of a strong reputation. It eliminates the need for constant proof. You don't have to keep demonstrating you're competent. Your track record speaks. You don't have to keep proving you won't be manipulated. Your history shows it. You don't have to defend yourself against baseless accusations. Your reputation makes the accusation look absurd. Machiavelli observed that leaders with strong reputations govern more easily. They didn't have to enforce every rule personally because the reputation itself became the enforcement. This is the ultimate form of efficiency, power that operates without your constant intervention. But here's the warning. Reputations are easier to damage than to build. One moment of inconsistency can undo years of careful cultivation. So got it. Be intentional about what you're known for. And once you've established that pattern, honor it with discipline. Because when your reputation is solid, you become untouchable not through force, but through predictable excellence. People know what you stand for. They know what you won't tolerate. They know where the boundaries are, and they adjust accordingly before you ever have to say a word. In conclusion, let's bring this full circle. Machiavelli wasn't teaching ruthlessness. He was teaching psychological self-defense. He understood that the world contained people who will try to use you, manipulate you, destabilize you, and extract value from you without giving anything back. And he understood that the best defense isn't aggression. It's strategic invisibility, becoming unreadable, uncontrollable, unpredictable in your calm. These 10 laws aren't about hurting people. They're about protecting yourself from being hurt. They're about moving through a complex world without giving away your power to every person who asks for it, demands it, or tries to take it. Let's review. Law 1. Never reveal your full thinking. Law 2. Control the frame, not the conversation. Law 3. Make your emotions unreadable. Law 4. Never fight battles you don't need to win. Law 5. Study patterns, not people. Law 6. Create strategic distance without explanation. Law 7. Win by making others defeat themselves. Law 8. Master the art of strategic ambiguity. Law 9. Control your reaction time. Law 10. Build a reputation that does the work for you. These aren't tactics for one conversation. They're a way of being. A way of moving through the world that makes you harder to manipulate, harder to destabilize, and impossible to control. You won't master all 10 overnight. Pick one. Practice it for a week. Notice what changes. Then add another. Over time, these laws become instinct. You won't have to think about them. They'll be woven into how you operate. And when that happens, something shifts. People start treating you differently. Not because you demanded it, because you embodied something they couldn't quite name, but absolutely recognized. Strength, clarity, boundaries, composure. You become someone who can't be played because you're no longer playing the game. That's what Machiavelli really understood. The game ends when you stop being a predictable piece on someone else's board. When you become the board itself. If this resonated with you, do me a favor. Hit that like button. It tells YouTube this content matters and helps it reach people who need to hear it. Drop a comment below. Tell me which law hit hardest for you. I read every single one, and your insights help shape future episodes. Share this with someone who's tired of being reactive, someone who's ready to think strategically instead of emotionally, and subscribe to HistoryMaker Stories, because this is just the beginning. We're building something different here. Not quick tips, not surface-level motivation, deep strategy, mental discipline, historical wisdom applied to modern life. We don't rush. We rebuild the mind first. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay intentional, stay composed, stay untouchable.